All right, what's up? Charlie and I are back at it again. You know the drill. Click thumbs up, click thumbs down. I don't care which one you do. Click subscribe. Do whatever you want there. But we're messing around in not quite central Arizona, just north of central Arizona, but kind of 30-ish miles from Flagstaff, out in the desert. Looks like we're way out in the boonies, and I guess we kind of are, but really not far off the interstate, though there's nothing else around. But we're going to go down. So this right here is actually old Route 66. So the Mother Road, as everybody knows, it's the old Route 66 heading to Two Guns, Arizona. So these days, Two Guns is just a ghost town off the interstate along the old road here, Route 66. But back in the day, and there's history that goes back even further. But in the 1920s, this popped up as a big tourist spot, big tourist trap along Route 66. Several buildings here, different businesses that was going on. This one was part of a zoo that was out here, a small zoo. This dude opened up. The dude that opened this bought a ton of land out here and opened a lot of these businesses 100 years ago. But cool to see the old rock work, the stone walls there. A lot of those still stand. The roofs of these buildings were mostly wood, so most of those have long gone, but lasted some time. And there's a lot of wood here on. So these were the cages for the different animals. Wasn't a big zoo, but it was enough to get people to stop in the 1920s. Had like Gila monsters and snakes and birds and mountain lions, like was painted on the front of the building there, and had lynx out here. So there's some cool stuff that it wasn't like you was going to see anywhere else out here back in the day anyway. You could stop here back in the day. You could buy some random souvenirs. You could see some of these animals, get you a drink, get you some peaky bread. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It was this bread made out of blue corn. So the bread was blue too. It was a hoppy Native American kind of bread. I think a white dude was running the whole show out here, but maybe faked some stuff. Here's this bridge. This is Canyon Diablo Bridge. That's the canyon down below here. Canyon Diablo. But this bridge is actually on the National Register of Historic Places, which is kind of cool. I'm not sure how good a shape the bridge is in. I don't know that it's gonna last out here forever, but cool that it's still standing down on the. It's recognized as a historical important kind of deal. But more stuff over here, more buildings. I don't know if some of these may have been houses back in the day, or just more businesses, tourist stores, that kind of thing. Freaking hot out here too, 110 degrees, something like that. When we were out here messing around, felt real rattlesnakey too. Didn't see any, didn't hear any, thankfully, but looks like a good spot to make a good home if you want to start a little rattlesnake family. But we didn't run into anything actually out here at all. Going back even further from the 1920s, even earlier in time. So this area really started sprouting up in the 1880s. They were building the Santa Fe Railway through here, and as the railroad was being constructed, settlement started popping up. It was pretty lawless, I reckon, pretty wild. 1889, they had the train coming through by then, and it was a big train robbery. Those four dudes, they eventually got busted, but they robbed the train, all kinds of stuff. $100,000 back then, $100,000 in cash, a bunch of gold, watches and jewelry. Got away with tons of it. They did get caught, but when they got caught, they only had about $100 on them between the four of them. And they claimed once they got out that the rest of all that money and gold and everything is buried here in Two Guns. They never were able to come back and find it. So a lot of people still come out here now, and those freaking nails were hot, as a side note, just baking on that rock. But anyway, back to the train robbery stories. So people still come out here today and try to find the treasure, go on treasure hunts and dig stuff up, but nobody's ever found it. I don't know if it's still out here somewhere, but that's how the story goes. The dude who owned a ton of land out here, it's like over 300 acres, was Earl Cundiff. He and his wife Louise Cundiff, I think is how you say their last name. So they had a bunch of this out here that they'd owned since the early 1920s. They leased some to different people when businesses started popping up. One of the dudes who leased a bunch of land was this dude named Harry Miller, who I think he was a white dude too, I believe, but he called himself Chief Crazy Thunder, kind of capitalize on the area, Native American history here, the area. He's the dude who started that zoo that had the mountain lions and all that. But later on, in like the 1930s, late 20s, early 30s, that dude, old Chief Crazy Thunder, fake dude, and the Cundiff dude that owned all this, Earl, they got in a disagreement, and Miller shot old Earl to death. Old Henry Miller, old Chief Crazy Thunder, he shot Earl to death, killed him. Uh, and then later on, Louise, she built her own tourist store out here. His wife, the lady that owned most of this. And then old Chief Crazy Thunder, he left. He got out and left town, left state. I think left the whole area. Small building right here. Got to jump a little mini branch of the canyon here, which didn't make me feel real good. But uh, whatever this building was, it's a smaller building, but it's in halfway decent shape, all things considered. Even got the roof on it. Go in and check things out. Not a lot of vandalism to this one. I mean, not a lot to any of these. I don't think. Mostly, it's been time that's taking these buildings down. But this one's even got the ceiling, got the roof on it. Whatever this building was. So things were still going kind of at least halfway decent out here from the 30s on up into the 60s. So they built a lot of stuff even in the 60s here. There was a big motel, which is long gone. There was a big campground, KOA campground out here. All that stuff's long gone. There was a big Western tavern. There was even a new zoo out here somewhere, big reptile exhibit. So a bunch of stuff that popped up even as late as the 1960s. That's long gone here now too. But these older buildings that were this stonework, this kind of stuff, a lot of them more remnants of this stuff remains than some of the more modern later buildings that were out here. One thing that's just right down this little stretch of road here was a more modern gas station that was built in 1963. Service station, full service station, gas station, work on your car, that kind of deal. You don't see that kind of stuff much anymore, but it's abandoned now too. It burned in 1971. Didn't burn all the way to the ground, obviously, because most of the building's still standing here. Real cool. It's somehow it seems a little more fitting for this to be covered in graffiti, and it looks kind of cool than those old buildings. Kind of glad that there's not much at all graffiti wise on those old buildings, but it looks cool on this more modern gas station here. I believe from what I read anyway that when this burned in 1971, that's when things really just fell off here in Two Guns. So must have still been at least folks stopping, because especially this gas station is right off the interstate. If you stop at Two Guns and get off the interstate, this is the first thing you're going to see. So people were still stopping here getting gas and all that after the interstate was built, and maybe exploring Two Guns a little bit. But then once this burned, no gas station was rebuilt out here. There was no reason for people to stop. They could just go a little further down the interstate, I guess, and get gas and buy to eat somewhere else. So people stopped paying a visit here to Two Guns. All the other businesses kind of fell like dominoes, I suppose, the ones that were still up and going. But cool to stop. Cool remnants here right along the interstate. Obviously, be freaking careful if you're going to stop. I don't know what you're going to find or who you might find, but it was cool for us to stop. That's it. We'll get on out of here, head on down the road. We'll figure something else out.